All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites. You know, we come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. And as it's happening, man, you know, we're in those times, and exciting times, you know, because just recently, you know, in ongoing news right now, hey, the Taliban's back, you know, over there in Afghanistan. You know, they overtook a U.S. embassy, you know, and the president said that he was going to withdraw troops from those from that country because there's too too chaotic, for lack of better terms. There's too split, because they say that Afghanistan country, you know, it's like a split. Like the 50% of them want to be with the Afghanistan government, and then 50% are down with the Taliban, the rebel group. And then there's everything in between in those territories, you know? And that if you just go into history, you know, you can see that that's echoing of what happened in Vietnam. You know, because the same thing happened in Vietnam, where, you know, the Vietnamese, they were, you know, taking back, you know, pushing the U.S. out, and it made them look like a bitch. So they were like, you know what, we can't let that happen. We got to keep our ground. And they were wasting a lot of resources over there in Vietnam, you know, because they couldn't, you know, get back control. And that's going to, you know, happen again over there in Afghanistan. All right, because the scriptures talk about how, you know, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, how he's going to gather all those nations over there in the Middle East. So start with the,
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 2. And I will also gather all the nations and will bring them down into the Valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and prepared my land and parted my land.
Yeah, because you know, the land of Israel is really that whole fertile crescent. You know, that over there where the Mediterranean Sea is. You know, from you know, modern day Israel to, you know, Yemen. You know, that whole place is that's Israel,
mother of us all.
Yeah, but the nations took over that land, you know, and they scattered the Israelites to the four corners of the earth. He's saying that he's going to gather all the nations there for to the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Now get that word Jehoshaphat in the blue letter.
Jehoshaphat in the blue letter, and it's Yahweh Shabbat. It means Yahweh has judged.
Yeah, Yahweh has judged. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's name, you know, and, you know, just for more edification, Yahweh Shai is his son's name. All right, but, you know, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, in other words, it's the Valley of the Most High's judgment, you know, because that is drawing all the nations together over there in the Middle East to judge them all at once. You know, because, you know, Lord willing, we get it. 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, talks about how Yahweh Shai, when he comes back on the fathership, you know, on those chariots, the heavenly host, which, you know, the world ignorantly calls UFOs. What's the new terminology? Hey, Shalom,
for the UFOs.
Yeah, UAPs.
UAPs.
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
Hey, they're identified though. If you read the scriptures. They're the chariots of the Most High.
That's right.
But get that St. Ezra 15 and 28.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 28. Behold, a horrible vision in the appearance thereof from the east.
From the east.
No.
That's talking about the Middle East. Yeah, you can kick that bag over too.
My bad is still running.
You know? That's also where the Valley of Jehoshaphat is. And when you read about Armageddon, you know, Lord willing, we can grab that. But keep reading.
Verse 29, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, and that all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
Yeah, so the Arabians, that's all those countries over there in the Middle East. From you got Turkmenistan, Pakistan, Iran, all the Stan countries or whatever, and then you also have Saudi Arabia, Yemen. What's that other one next to Yemen? Oman. Yeah, Syria. that Syria's fucked too. That's all those Arabian countries. They're drawing all they're getting all these powerful countries involved. Which are the U.S. and Russia mainly.
Yeah.
Hey, but China is gonna have to get involved because they're playing the economic war. All right, and but they're also building their military just to flex on yeah.
If I may add, China think they next, due to the high, the technology out there. You know what I'm saying? They already, they went on lockdown and then they opened back up. They was the only country that opened back up quick.
Yeah, to keep their business running.
Yeah.
Their GDP is crazy. If you get into investing, if you invest in different countries' currencies, hey, if you're in on the Chinese currency, man,
it's dominating the American currency.
Well, I mean, the American dollar is still more in weight, but if you go in comparison of growth, China's currency, skyrocket. Has been since their the tech
like the industrial revolution.
Yeah, industrial revolution.
Because all these products that's made in America, it's all made in China. Medicine, a lot of them. That's the reason why it's kind of like been shortages on medicines, because it's all manufactured, in China. Because America used to be that industrial country where we actually manufactured everything here stateside.
Yeah.
But what do? They ship everything overseas.
Yeah, they outsource all of it.
it.
Yeah, and that's also playing a huge part in the downfall of America. Because like you said, when you start outsourcing stuff, all it takes is a sanction on America, where China says, all right, we're gonna stop doing business with you. Now they're fucked. Now America's got all these top sports arenas and you got Top Golf, dumbass entertainment type shit.
Yeah.
But no, it reminds me of Easter Island, where they dedicated all their resources for arts and those big ass heads.
Yeah.
But then they didn't have any resources to survive. That's how America is going to be played.
It's like, if I may add, it's like America all games, but when it comes to business, hey, they don't know how to do. They don't have the knowledge of doing business. Therefore, that's why destruction gonna come upon them, man. Because you gonna see America for what it really is, a helpless whore.
Yep. Because it's referred to as the whore that sitteth upon the beast in Revelation.
And how they whore dwelling with these nations by the resources.
Yeah, they got their hands in everybody's pockets.
Yeah.
And they also influence. All these other countries. After their ways.
By their entertainment.
Yeah.
That's all America known for, is entertainment.
Yeah. Hollywood, movies.
Rap careers. They even got celebrities that go through. Once they do that, they in their rap career, they'll go overseas and be rap. Basically, they helping Esau push their Babylonian agenda.
Yeah.
Over
go
there.
on world tours and shit.
Yeah.
Like, keep reading that. It's like Ezra's 15.
This second Ezra 15, verse 30. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath should go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Syrians.
Yeah, and hey, Carmania, ancient Carmania is modern day Iran. Now you can look up the ancient maps of Carmania. It's Iran, baby. So Iran is going to play a huge part in this coming destruction and World War III. Hey, right before the lockdowns happened, what happened? you know, Trump had that executive order put out on the top general, one of the 4 top generals in Iran. You think they forgot about their top general being assassinated by America? Hell no, man. See, but you Americans, man, you know, especially the, you know, pointing out, you know, got to focus on Jake, man. The 2/3 of our own people, they're simple as hell.
Yeah.
But also the pride of, you know, anybody that dwells in America, they think they can't be touched. America can't be touched. Shit, nah, man.
If I may add too, when Trump put out that executive order to kill that general in Iran, what Jake was doing on the internet?
They're making memes about
They
it.
were making memes about Iran. They were like, yeah, you know, excuse my language, fuck Iran, yeah, we bombed them. And it was mainly here in Memphis,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, they started making memes about World War III, not realizing they were prophesying, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so when hey, that's also part of the scriptures. That's also part of prophecy that the Lord said. I think it's where is that? I think it's Acts, where He shall pour His Spirit upon all flesh. So they don't even realize they're prophesying their own destruction. You know, they're making those memes about entering the draft for World War III. Hey, man, that's
women
coming.
getting drafted.
Yep.
That's crazy. The second Esdras chapter 15, verse 32. 31. Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspire together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, fled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee.
Yeah, so you know they're gonna make a pact. You know, they're gonna come those you know, all those Arabian countries. They're gonna come together, man. Hey, and they're gonna have, you know, power, man, because they're backed by Russia. That's that great power that, you know, when it says with great power. You know?
Together in great power to persecute them and keep silence through their power.
Yeah, because they're, you know, all those, especially Iran, they're backed by Russia, you know, because Russia has the resources to, you know, nuclear capabilities, you know, all the resources to fund them. Yeah, weapons, you know.
They don't understand, man. Once you make a trade with somebody, you make an agreement. It's like a friendship. It's a partnership. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you basically, hey, Iran, hey, Russia, like, you know what? We give you these, you be with us. All right, they made their deal. Now, if America intervenes in that, hey,
You start fucking, yeah. When you start fucking with people's money, that's an act of war.
yeah,
You know, sanctions are acts of war. Whenever you cut off their resources, that's how people lose wars. Actually, is you cut off their resources. You know, that's how.
That's how the Civil War, they cut out the resources to the South.
Yeah,
And
that's
so if you ain't got no more bullets, and I got hella bullets, what's gonna happen? You lose.
You lose.
I mean, it's,
or you cut off their food. They starve out.
that's
Cut
what
off
happened to us. Masada.
even when America did this slick shit with Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when they dropped them bombs, it was unexpected. They wiped out like, man, I'm talking about, you got people to this day that was there that day, and they talk about how just terrifying it was. You know, it ain't gonna be no more sneak attacks, man. Okay, Iran on board, Russia on board, China on board, and they all looking at your hand. You know, they watching.
They see blood, they can smell blood.
Yeah.
Look at Jim Crow Joe. This nigga here, he talking about just crazy shit like 150 years. I'm like, what the hell this nigga talking about sometimes? Like, Jim Crow Joe, his mental faculties is off, but he's the face of America, Babylon the Great. So these other leaders, kings of the earth, they can see that, they can smell blood.
Babylon, confusion.
Huh?
Yeah, he's a good face for Babylon. Is there more on that? That's it on that.
I'm gonna get the Jeremiah 51.
Yeah, you can grab that.
I had this right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, let's talk. Virgin daughter Babylon. That's referring to America, right? Because America, Babylon just means confusion. And this is the heart and soul of confusion.
To change the natural order of male and female dating together and say, now you can be this man can be a woman and this woman can be a man. That's confusion.
Yeah, and reversing the gender roles of people, setting the woman over the man, in different businesses.
Here it is, the Lord used the rainbow for a covenant to not flood the earth again, and you take the rainbow and you use it for your own filth, your own abomination, man. It's confusion.
They said sit in the dust. Whenever it's, the scriptures talk about sitting in the dust, that's talking about sitting in confusion. Mass confusion is prophesied in the scriptures. Matter of fact, you're still in St. Ezra's 15.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to it.
I think it's where it says, even then, they're not always mindful of the scourges.
Okay, I know that.
But yeah, because confusion is how you disorientate somebody. Whenever they're in a confused state of mind, they're easy to conquer. They're easy to fold.
Manipulate.
Yeah, manipulate.
It's like a pause in your mind. You don't know what to do. You like,
Just like a woman. You said woman, I should be able to look at and say, that's a woman. But now here in America, I gotta pause. I gotta think about it. You know what? She got some strong male features. I shouldn't have to think about that.
Yeah.
I should be able to look and say, that's a beautiful woman. Instead, I don't know, man. That might be a T.
or like people with children. I should put my kid through school knowing y'all teaching him, math, reading, those what they call the reading agendas. Yeah, I should put him through school. I shouldn't have to take him out and have a second guess because you got a mow in front of the class, man. Telling my kid it's alright to. That's why I can't have kids.
Yeah.
You tell my kid it's alright to be a homosexual,
Do what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, but I got you, brother. The second Ezra 16 and 20.
Start at 19. Yep.
This is second Ezra 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for me.
Yeah, so all the things that are happening right now, basically, natural disasters, riots, shortages. There's shortage on aluminum right now. And everything. So that means everything that's canned, they gotta either find a new container or the price of it is skyrocketing. So
even it was a Haiti. It was a 6.2 earthquake in Haiti. Man, that thing broke down. Man, I'm talking about Haiti already a poor country anyway, but it made it even more poor. They got nowhere to live. All right, they out on their ass. It's about to get worse.
In that scripture, you read it again.
This is second Ezra 16 and 19. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
So
it's a correction.
It's correcting. That's the reason why the Lord is saying, like you say, these different plagues, these earthquakes. And I had this precept to tie in with that. I'm just going to get straight to the point. Haggai 1:7. Thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. So, Jake, these are sent for amendment for you to consider your ways. Why is the Lord plaguing Haiti with another earthquake? They're already a poor third world country. Consider your ways, because you got to repent and come back to your how about Shem and how shot. That's the reason why the Lord fucking you up. And guess what? He's going to continue to do it until you consider your ways.
But they're not going to,
because they are impulsive. You're going to impulsive. It means doing something without forethought. You just do it just to do it. Like, here it is, he tell you take the juice, or y'all ain't gonna be able to exercise or go to movies or basically participate in folly. And what y'all do? Hurry up, run and take it. You do what you told. You don't think, you don't step back and be like, something ain't right about this. Something ain't right about that juice. People getting it and dying. know what I'm saying? You ain't thinking about that. You more like you just trying to, you just a go with the flow Israelites. That's how y'all is, man.
Yeah, only the elect are gonna repent. All right.
It said a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass their own.
Keep reading on
The second Ezra 16, start at 19 again.
that. No, this is good.
Second Ezra 16 verse 20. But for all these things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Yeah, they're quick to forget the scourges. You know, a huge ass earthquake happens. They forget about it the next day. You know, it's just another number or statistic on the news. They're on to the next thing. Oh well, the coronavirus is still out. Dumbasses, man. You know? So that because of that, that's why it's gonna get worse. You know? It's gonna lead up to nuclear missiles, man, being launched off. You know, and Howard Shah's return. That's how intense it's gonna get. You know? But keep reading.
And like you said, they forgot about it because I just pulled it up. That earthquake that happened in Haiti in 2010, it said 200,000 people died in that one. I didn't know it was that many.
Damn, that's a lot.
I didn't know it until I just looked it up.
Something like that? How can you forget about something like
Consider your ways.
that? Yeah.
Hey, but that's because everything like there's always something right after it, you know? Like I remember you know, in 2018 there's like 3 hurricanes that hit America back to back to back.
Yeah.
And after each one people forgot about it because there's another one hit. Then also, you know, you had different you know, Black Lives Matter protests, and then you also had, you know, the Proud Boys protesting, so then you know, all eyes were on that. But in all that happening, they didn't consider their own ways. They were just, you know, caught up in the, you know, whatever is happening right then and there.
If I may add, even with the Texas winter storm they had,
Yeah.
that was straight hell, man. I couldn't even get out my driveway. I was at my house for a week, man. You know, and you people still ain't even able. They not what it say?
It's on that.
Nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Yeah. So that when it happens, you know, they, you know, during the scourges, that's when they're like, oh shit, they're panicking. They're looking for a way out. But after it's released off of them, they turn right back to their wickedness, man.
But you know, the child of same Israelites in Exodus, man. Y'all did that unto Yahweh. Here it is, he brung y'all out, saved y'all with a mighty arm. And here it is, y'all start complaining. And then when you got what you needed and your belly was full, you still complain.
Yeah.
But this is 2 Ezra 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great destruction.
Yeah, and victuals goes into food. Just because it's cheap on earth, you know, just because you can still, hey man, you know, we're in a first world country. If you know about first world economics, you know, the poor people still have access to cheap Fiji water. You know, they can go to their corner store and buy, you know, basically half the store. You know, like it's nothing. The poor people in first world countries still have Xboxes and flat screen TVs, you know? So because of that, they think that they're in good case. But even then, evil shall grow upon earth. Just because they're watching, you know, the world's destruction on a 42-inch screen, you know, in the hood, they think they're in a good case, you know, with their 4-for-4s. You know, even though there is inflation, it's not to the point where it's hyperinflation.
Because when you go to some of these other countries, for instance, when I was in Portugal, I was in Lisbon, Portugal. So I went to this buffet. When you're overseas, the buffets, you get everything on a plate, and that's it. Because the buffet in America means you go back 50 times for $10. But when you overseas, because they're not a first world country like here in America, Babylon the Great, you got to put whatever you want on your plate, and that's what you pay for. So if you want to go back again, you got to pay for 2 plates. Because see, people are spoiled here in America, Babylon the Great. You know, they they have a gluttonous spirit, but in these other countries, they can't afford to have you go to the, get 3 different plates, drink like 5 different. That lady gave me 1 Coke. I was thinking I would get a big ass refill. Hell no, she gave me a glass bowl of Coke. I said, man, shit, it means it's 1 drink and 1 plate. Because you have to, as they say, and when in Rome, do as the Romans do. When you go into these other countries, you can't bring that Americanized mentality over there, thinking that, hey, you're gonna go in there and get 7 plates for $10. Hell no, that's gonna be $70, sir.
Hey, and vice versa. People from foreign countries, when they come to America, they're shocked about the proportions they serve. Mm-hmm. Like I was watching I think it's that Super Size Me documentary.
Oh man,
I remember that.
School,
yeah,
that made me sick watching that dude.
Just shows you gluttons.
Yeah. But like the foreign people, they're talking about they get a small or they got like what they thought was going to be a medium drink. He was like, nah, that shit's big as hell if you go to other countries. Like compared to medium was the small. Here medium, that's like overseas big, and here small, that's like their average. And like a small is like a shot. That just shows what we're going into. Americans are spoiled. Their downfall is too much access to it. It's too much microwave generation. They don't have to suffer for anything. So because they don't have to suffer, they never grow. They never experience difficulty. So they never strengthen. That's why you see weak people here, man. They're so sensitive because they're too comforted. They're blinded by their comfort. But read that last part.
This is 2 Esdras chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, in sword, famine, great confusion.
Yeah, great confusion. That, like I said, like confusion is prophesied in the scriptures. That's why you have like 3 different narratives about this whole coronavirus thing going on. It's to confuse the masses. It's to make them uncertain about what's going on. Problem, reaction, solution. Esau creates a problem. He creates a chaotic situation to make people look for a way out. So when they're reacting. So whenever he offers, off of impulse and off of, their fear, yeah.
That's what you call order out of chaos.
Yeah, order out of chaos.
I'm going to bring the pain, and I'm going to make you people get crazy, confused. I'm going to make y'all just go wild like the purge, and then I'm going to be the enforcer. That's diabolical.
But yeah, that's the point that I wanted to grab for today. Get 2 Esdras 5 and I think 8.
This 2 Esdras chapter 5, verse 8. There should be confusion also in many places, and the fire should be off sent out again.
Yeah, confusion in many places.
Many places.
Because everywhere you go, it's split. People don't know whether to wear a mask or not. People don't know if the juice is the answer or not. Hey, but we know
that they should take a booster.
Yeah. Hey, but that's why we have Isaiah 33 and 6.
That's beautiful. They great. What you said, they great confusion. Hey, that's the hour of temptation that's coming upon the whole world. The bill of Jehoshaphat, it's like it's getting ready. Like UK finna be judged and United States about to be judged. It ain't no, America gonna get healed, but other states gonna get cleansed out too.
I got that Isaiah 33 and 6, and Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Yeah, so if you fear the Lord, you're going to get into these prophecies. You're going to get understanding of these prophecies. You're going to understand what's going on. That this place is getting judged. All right? That you understand who's in power with the Esau Edom, which is the physical counterpart of Satan. You know, Satan's in rulership right now. He's going to be diabolical. You know, he's going to cause great confusion. But you keep your eyes single on the kingdom of heaven and on these prophecies, you're going to get through it like easy breezy. You know, men of the Lord aren't panicking in these times. You know, when Esau comes in with the martial law troops, we're already going to know what's up. Take us to prison, behead us. Hey, that's the wrap on our testimony. And then, hey, Yahushua coming back, and the ones that, you know, rest in, you know, die in Yahushua, they're going to be the first resurrected. So we're calm and collected during this shit. We're easy breezy, you know. But for these other, you know, 2/3 in these other nations, they're going to be panicking, you know, because they don't have the answers. They're falling for Esau's deception, because the God of this world hath blinded them that they should not receive the gospel. All right, the good news, which is, hey, look, certain of you are gonna have to die for the testimony of Yahushua. That's good news, man. That's a golden crown of salvation for you. You know?
And that wisdom and knowledge is gonna be the stability of that time. So you got certain people, maybe they was well off, but guess what? They weren't stable when that first shutdown hit, or that coronavirus. I guarantee you, more than likely, they sent their spouse to the store to run to go and buy all this kind of stuff. But the men of the Lord, we weren't just, you know, going crazy. We were stable minded. We had a clear head about ourselves. We understood that, you know what, this is gonna happen. We understand that, you know, this was prophesied to happen, that chaos was gonna happen. But the men of the Lord, they was gonna be, you know, just have a clear mind about themselves. We know that, you know, 2/3 and everybody else, they're gonna run to the store and buy everything. Why was they buying tissue? It didn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, because it's the narrative that said that there's a shortage on toilet paper. But U.S. is the #1 producer of toilet paper. They got 2 manufacturers that produce, you know, they can easily make toilet paper for the whole nation. That's just because of that narrative, and people were confused and uncertain, so they thought, you know, they went into that mass hysteria.
They weren't stable-minded.
They weren't stable-minded.
Hey, as they say in the world, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, and their mind was wasted then. I mean, we saw the different videos online and TikTok, people fighting over tissue, and they probably had some at the house. That's the crazy thing. It was the fear that they wouldn't get anymore. I'm pretty sure most people, they don't wait till they like completely out of tissue. Most of the time they go, they might have 2 or 3 rolls left and go and get it. She's finding like she didn't have any at the house for the last 2 weeks. Some of these videos.
Yeah, and then I saw, you know, somebody breaking down like the whole, you know, mass hysteria over the toilet paper issue. They said, like, if you buy 1 pack, that lasts you 3 months. So if you had a pack, you're good for 3 months. That means you could split up 1 pack for like 3 households, which for 2 weeks. You know, they're preparing for 2 weeks. The fuck? But that just shows you the ignorance of these people, man, and how they're gonna react in that day. If they react that way over tissue paper, how much more when the troops come in? Yeah, when the troops come in, when they're forcing people into prisons, you know, quarantine camps. So, yeah, you know, when Armageddon's happening, you know, people are getting drafted to go out to the Middle East. How much more then? You know, when these mandates hit, that's really what's going to cause the sedition among men. You know, hey, they're going to say, fuck no, all my rights are being taken away. They're going to act out, man.
But it's mainly going to be a lot of these Edomites, because they feel entitled. Like, how is the government going to tell me what to do? They feel like, you know, a sense of entitlement. Jake don't feel like they're entitled. They're like, you know what? Master said take the jab, they take it. But Esau like, nah, I got my gun and my rights. You're not gonna take neither one of them. And they're gonna fight for that shit. And the Lord know it. Lord gonna put the spirit on the Edomite to go fucking crazy out here in America, Babylon the Great.
Egyptian against Egyptian.
Like that Rand Paul dude, he's telling them they can't arrest us all. He's a senator saying like, hey, they can't arrest us all, which is true.
Yeah.
It's 300-something million people in America. That's a true statement. But they don't want them to say that kind of stuff, because that's actually, they could charge you for a sedition. That could incite a riot. because you said that they can't arrest us all, that's definitely on borderline sedition.
You label a terrorist for that. That's a terrorist move.
Terroristic threat.
Yeah. And elites can't have that.
But that also brings the confusion of the system, man. Because they say 51% is allowed to rule over the 49%, majority rules. But what happens when it's split down the middle? 50-50. What's gonna happen? Sedition among men. It's gonna be the people versus the government. Democrats versus Republicans. I mean, it's gonna be split in different sects, counties, and gangs and sheriffs. It's different branches of the military, private military. It's gonna get weird out here, man. And if you're not part of, you don't have that mark of the law, the mark of salvation on you, it's over. Like you're done. You're gonna get caught up in the midst of all that. Just like these 2/3 in these Black Lives Matter protests. Why the fuck are you going out there, man? You don't know what's gonna happen. the authorities are gonna come in and take you up, man.
That's why, man, if you ain't got Isaiah 33:6, man, if you ain't got that wisdom and knowledge, if you ain't got that comforter, hey, it's over with for you. Because it said the comforter should teach us all things. Hey, even the destruction that's coming in hand. We aware of the times, man. It's you people, you Israelites, starting with you Negro, Latino, Native American, Indians, okay, all the way down, man. Y'all the ones not paying attention.
St. Ezra's 5
and 8. Second Esdras, chapter 5, verse 8. There should be a confusion also in many places, and the fire should be offsent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and monstrous women shall bring forth monsters.
Verse 9.
And the salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another, then shall withhide themselves.
Yeah, let's break down friends, destroying one another, man. This information or disinformation overload has caused these people to turn against their own family members. Hey, and Yahushua even said that, stepping on the scene. He said, I come not to send peace on earth, but division. From here forth, it's going to be, mother against daughter, father-in-law against son. That's happening because, hey, at the end of the day, hey, it's manifesting the fruits of these people, whether they're good, bringing forth good fruit, or bad, man. If they're bringing forth righteous fruit, or if they're bringing forth wicked fruit. And as it's going to show, hey, these church houses don't have answers. The government doesn't have answers. The average Joe doesn't have answers, man. They're trusting in their guns like as if someone else doesn't have a gun. They're trusting in Bitcoin as if, an EMP can't hit. They're trusting in these nuclear missiles like Yahushua isn't about to come in and break through and enslave those people, man.
Quick scripture for you, bro.
Continue on 9.
Yeah. This is 2 Esdras 5 and 9.
Shall withhide itself.
And then shall withhide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into its secret chambers.
Yeah, so wit and understanding withdrawing itself. Wit goes into that clever-minded, inventive spirit, Because, hey, like we were talking about the Texas snowstorm, you had dumbass individuals just starving in their own houses. Like they couldn't, bundle up, go outside and, heat up some water and drink it, And just, like, they had the ability to, walk out. Most of them had trucks to...
Or having a heater in your garage, like, why don't you open the door?
Yeah.
Like, to let that carbon monoxide out. Like, come on, it's like...
Yeah, people are dumb, man. They're too dependent on this system. They're complaining about, what's that Texas governor? Ted something or other.
Nah, he's a senator. Ted.
Yeah, Ted Cruz. They're complaining because he left Texas because there's a warning of a snowstorm.
Shit,
Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
What do do?
You should have done the same, idiots. And what do you expect Ted Cruz to do? Like, come and knock on everybody's house, make sure that they're warm and got enough food? Like, y'all are too dependent on this motherfucker, man. You know?
Like you don't have a mind of your own.
Yeah, but that's the wit and understanding withdrawing itself. And ultimately, you know, also Amos 8 and 11.
Yep.
Famine of the word.
That's right.
Because we have the answers, man. We're giving it out freely. You know, call on Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Get into these prophecies, get into these scriptures, get into these laws of how you should conduct yourself to the best of your ability. We know it's impossible to keep the law 100%, especially in this society. But you do it to the best of your ability to get on the Most High's good side, so that you can find favor in the day of tribulation. You know?
At that precept, when you're going about the vision,
Come on.
got this Luke, I'm 12 and 51, and I'm reading the 52nd verse as well. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division.
Yeah, rather division. Because that's all Yahweh Shai talked about. You know, separating the wheats from the tares, the righteous from the unrighteous, righteous from the wicked. You know? And then even in Revelation it said, he that is wicked, let him be wicked still.
Revelation 22:11.
Mm-hmm.
Come, verse 52. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house, divided 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. We seeing that right now. You got some people in the family, maybe the husband, he wants to take the jab, then the wife, she doesn't want to take it. So it's divisions within households, it's divisions within the political system, it's divisions in every facet of society. The Lord got everybody. You got 2 against 2 is good set against evil. It's 2 opposing factors, no matter where you look at it. And that's the Lord doing it. Turning it up.
It's gonna intensify. You know? Oh man.
The bloodshed.
Yeah, and a good video game that portrays it is that Spider-Man. You know? And it came out right before 2020. Right before.
Oh, you like last?
Yeah, the one with the 5G towers.
Yeah.
Was that the one with the Jake in it?
He was in it, but he wasn't a playable character, or he was for like one mission. But it basically showed how everything collapsed at once. You know, they martial law was declared. There's military checkpoints. You know, and the thing is the governor hired private military because the police officers, they weren't really fucking with the governor, so the governor took it in his own hands, basically declaring martial law and putting, so the private military that was supposed to work with the police officers, they were, beefing, the gangs were beefing, and then they had to release the prisoners because, they couldn't fund they didn't have enough resources to feed the prisoners, so they let them out, so all the prisoners were, taking over the city. And then, like you said, there's, outbreaks of, the pipelines are failing, so there's water shortages, and it's getting poisoned, so people were getting sick. Then all the 5G towers, those, also causing, it's just a shit show, man. No, that's what's happening right now. It's going to intensify to that level.
But I like that you brought up the militia group too, because that's what Esau sent when he know that the army and he know that the average police Joe's not gonna do the job right. Yeah, because they got families, they got kids to attend to. They Babylon, they got American mindset basically.
Yeah, they got friends that you're not gonna order them to go to their neighbor's house.
Kill them.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
You're gonna have emotion involved in it.
Yeah, you're gonna have what's called people going AWOL, disobeying direct orders. Yeah, because these patriots in the army, they don't want to see their nation be divided like this. So they're gonna be like, fuck that. I'm not going to those extremes.
And if I may add, a lot of them soldiers, because I was in the military, a lot of them they don't want to be there because some of them in there just for the check.
Yeah, they're not into the
they got
geopolitics.
they got what's called a squared away shit bag. person that is squared away because you want to be squared away, but they a shitbag, mean they're no good fucking sailor. So it's a lot of sailors that they squared away on the outside, like some of these Israelites, but on the inside, a dead man bone. That's a lot of those people in the service. They are squared away shitbags. On the inside, they're like, man, fuck this country. Because they just doing it for the check.
They doing it for the good credit scores.
Yeah, for the sports car.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, because there was a meme that went around not too long ago. It was like, they were showing videos and pictures of Jake, like, in the army, man. And they just got this countenance on their face like, what the fuck am I doing here? And they just said, like, the caption is just like, it's like, I didn't sign up for this, I just did it for a sports car.
Yeah.
It's like, it says like all this for a Camaro, like.
Even though that's a meme, that's reality.
Yeah, it's reality.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
real.
I seen another video of a girl, she was in the army, Eve was twerking.
Yeah.
You about to text, so you mean to tell me Eve twerking finna show up at your door with a gun to execute the law?
Hell no.
Hell nah, man.
Yeah, this place is through, man. It's evident.
Confused.
Foreign troop please.
I want you gonna get
Oh yeah, we can get that. I think it's Isaiah. It says it talks about the Medes, not regarding silver nor gold. You know, and those Medes are the Russians.
This is Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Actually, start up at 15.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 15. And everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Yeah.
Everybody joining to Esau Edom. Everybody want to take this jab. Everybody, you know, proud to be American. You gonna die with this nigga. It is Lord send prophets to pull you out of fire. Here it is. If I see you about to fall in the street and then I snatch you, you should thank me. You shouldn't be like, why you pull me like that? A big ass fucking semi is gonna run you over. But that's how our people, when we tell them that they're Israelite, they're like, no, I'm black.
Yeah.
No, nigga, you're not black. You are an Israelite from one of the 12 tribes of Israel, but because you want to be joined to America, Babylon the Great, guess what? You're gonna die over here in America.
A quick movie point, they show you that in Incredibles when he jumped off that building and then he saved him through the building.
Yeah.
And then he said,
broke my neck.
He said, nah, this is what he said. He said, oh yeah, you broke my neck. He said, hey, I saved your life. He said, you ruined my death. That's what you did. I was like, damn.
Jake, what it down?
You would have died a proper way. Hey, but that's also why the scriptures say, you know, let the wicked, if they be wicked, let them be wicked still. You can't save a 2/3. If they're designated to be a 2/3, hey, it's best to just leave them alone. You know, scriptures talk.
Let him be ignorant.
Let the blind lead the blind.
Because they willingly ignorant. They want to be ignorant.
Yeah, they wanted that. You know, what else? The scriptures talk about reject a man if he's not easy. Yeah, after 2 or 3 admonishments. If you can't get it after you cast those few seeds. You see how it lands on the stony ground and it bounces up. Don't waste any more seeds on it, man. Cast not your pearls on the swine. And then also, it also says, you know, fruits of the spirit is somebody that is easy to be entreated, meaning easy to teach, man. If they're humble and listen and you know they ask the right questions, that's who you deal with. But to somebody that's argument, you know, that they're just arguing for strife's sake. That's fruits of the of a bad tree. You know, that strife. You know, they just want to argue and shit.
It's rotten fruit.
Yeah, it's rotten fruit. Meat for destruction.
Yep. This is Isaiah 13, verse 16. And their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished.
Yep. So, hey, that's what happens in war, man. Whenever a foreign country comes to a country and take over, you have what's called spoils of war. You know, they kill off the men of the household that are rebellious. You know, if they try to fight against them, they just kill them off. And if, you know, they're weak-natured, then they're used as servants. You know, they're the new bitch boy. You know, you dig the holes, you dig the trenches. You know, and then, you know, they take the children and kill them off, and they take the women for themselves.
They call booty.
Yeah, booty.
Booty, which is definition of that is the spoils.
Yeah.
To take, treasure. In Isaiah 13, verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which should not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Yeah, so you can't pay off these foreign troops whenever they're coming in and raiding your shit. You know?
I give you $1 million if you don't hit me.
Like, that's why they're there, bitch. Like,
Boom, get hit with the butt of the AK.
Man,
whatever they're paying you, I'll pay you double. It's like, I'm taking double. This is the commission. Like,
and then they do it for the fun of it because those Medes, they still come from a lineage of Edomites. Yeah, so they still got that murderous Esau mentality on them, spirit on them. So they gonna do it for the fun of it. They don't need no money.
And they want to take down. This is the biggest, the world's best superpower.
Yeah, so they're gonna take pride in like conquering.
Pride in it. It's like, oh shit, we get to do this to them.
Man, they come to conquer.
This nigga been going all around the earth talking about some democracy. Now what are they doing now? Boom, get hit with the butt of the AK.
Especially, you know, those Russians, because, you know, they still have that Cold War mentality.
Yeah.
You know, all the Cold Wars that were happening. You know, President Putin, or, you know, Vladimir Putin, he was groomed by, you know, the ruling class during that time, during the Soviet Union. He was rubbing elbows with people that were, you know, part of the Soviet Union. You know? So, hey, the scriptures also talk about how, you know, Gog and he's going to put the pruning hooks and Gog and Magog. You know, Gog and Magog is Russia. Hey, just because, you know, you had the Soviet Union break up into, you know, Ukraine, Georgia, and stuff. Hey, a lot of those people in those countries, they still speak Russian. You know, they still have family members in Russia, and they want to, you know, unite back, right? And that's going to happen. You know, the pruning hooks, you know, being set into Gog and Magog is they're going to return to that Soviet Union mentality, you know, where they're, you know, against America. Shit, you can see it now with the Olympics too. You know, America's trash, and they're still taking, you know, Russia's taking pride in, you know, getting the golds and shit, you know, from us.
It's beautiful you bring it up. I was nosing there. I was like, damn, America ain't winning in the Olympics no more.
Hell no.
You know, that's a biblical sign. Show you that America is, man, crumbling right before our eyes, man.
Yeah, just at the end they got the most in gold. Like I think the last day, because China was leading in the gold medal camp. I think at the last day they overtook China for like the most gold medal. Like, yeah, it was like China was whipping their ass in gold medal. That shit was close.
Yeah. Shit.
Moab winning in sports?
I know,
we
like,
gotta get up out of here, man.
Well, I mean, you know, you got, you know, the athletes, they're really jakes, you know. Top world athletes, you know they're jakes.
Israelite foreigners.
Right.
Keep reading on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. This is Isaiah 13 and 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, and their eye shall not spare children.
Yeah, so they're not going to have any remorse, you know, because ultimately the Spirit of the Lord is going to be on them, you know, to execute judgment on, you know, the scriptures talk about how, you know, the nations are the Most High's battle axe, you know, for, you know, to whoop Israelites' asses, man. Because they didn't want to get right, you know. Here it is, you know, the information is being poured out about Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, his arm is, you know, stretched out. You know, the time of mercy is still right now. But because Jake rejects it, this evil has to come upon you, man. You shall know it after death by pain.
This is Isaiah 13, verse 19. It said, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms The beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yep. And how did Sodom and Gomorrah fall?
Fire and brimstone.
Fire and brimstone.
Man.
You know, so that's how Babylon is going to fall, which is AKA America. Is those thermonuclear missiles. You know,
right.
Like we started off the video talking about how, you know, they're going to be gathered over there in the Middle East. You know, it's going to lead to nuclear warfare. Too many casualties, you know, being lost. They're just going to, shit, we got bombs. Let's stop using men. Let's launch a nuke, man. Fuck them up.
Shit, let's do it the easy way.
Hey, man, Russia's protocol, their nuclear missile protocol, I guess, for lack of better words, is if you launch any type of missile on Russia or Iran, which is part of their allies. Yeah, but if you launch any type of missile on their allies, you know, they're just right back at you with a nuke. That's their protocol. So you know it's gonna lead to nuclear warfare.
Them nukes are so powerful, man. I'm talking about. I seen them. They said for nuke hit America, man, it's gonna mess up states. They said once you hit, man, it's that before it gets to that fire, it's that radiation. They said the ones that's close to it turn to powder instantly.
Shit.
Yeah, if you close to it, powder instantly, and then the ones that's far away get it the worst because they gotta feel it. They gotta be in that fire, and that fire just burning them, consuming them away slowly.
It sucks the moisture out, so it's like suffocating.
Man.
Yeah, because when Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know, the medical patients that were going to the doctors for their burns, they went to, you know, cool towels and wipe them down to cool them off, and skin was falling off of them, man.
You had people that had missing limbs because of that bomb. Like people had missing eyes, dysfunctional faces.
Yeah, they fucked them up, man.
I'm talking about got them looking like wrong turn characters.
Hey, it talks about that though. Zephaniah, is it Zechariah or Zephaniah? It says their eyes shall consume away their homes. Yeah, nuclear warfare is prophesied in the scriptures. Grab Ezra 16, or if you got something.
It's Zechariah 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Shemawashah will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. And their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Yeah, and that's going into those nuclear destruction. So if you're, hey, you're worried about COVID-19, you're worried about the wrong plague. You know? Because in Revelation it talks about the number of the missiles, and it's 200,000, which is 200 million. So yeah, anything in that number is gonna look like a plague. If you had 200 million ants, that's a plague.
And if I may add, with the CV-19, you got what, like a 99% chance of surviving it. But with this plague, you have 0 chance.
Man.
So it's like, which, hey. So you got you got a chance to survive this CV, but not this last plague. You got a 0% chance. You gonna have to you got to die the death of an infidel.
No
It's unbelievable.
What they say, no sound of life. You know, when they check the perimeter, they be like, no sound of life. Everybody just, man, consumed.
No sign of life. Yeah, man. The only way of surviving it is, you know, getting beamed up on those chariots.
Man.
You know, by the angels, and Yahweh shot. You know?
Away from the destruction, man. You out, Lord willing, man. I want to see my brothers, man, looking down through their glass.
See your glass mingle
Looking
with
at
fire.
that lake of fire. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the real lake of fire. It ain't no damn hell and you burn forever.
Yeah, this is gonna be the lake of fire.
Man.
Can you believe it, man? You know,
It's hell right here.
Yeah.
It's hot as hell.
You
out
gotta
here.
picture it.
Yeah.
Like you gotta picture that all of this is just
Yeah, it's
on
gonna
fire.
It's gonna be a lake of fire. If you've ever, you know, got an aerial view on like a lake or something, you know, you're looking down on it like, man, that's pretty cool. Like if you've flown a plane, you know, overseas, you're looking down on the ocean like, dang, it doesn't end. That's how we're gonna be looking down on America, man.
Look down on the ocean, it's blue.
Yeah, and then right here it's just, you know, a lake of fire. You know?
You gotta think about it. You like you go to like downtown areas, especially cities like New York that's got all these skyscrapers. That fire is gonna be thundering through those streets because you got buildings on each side. So they're just gonna go down and it's like they're gonna be turning.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a tsunami, but with fire, not water, fire.
But also, you know, when you heat concrete up to a certain temperature, it can bust. You know, so it ain't gonna take much. You know, when
it has a flash point.
Yeah. So when those nukes drop, hey man, these buildings are gonna turn into grenades basically. You know, they're gonna reach that flash point instantly. It's just gonna be shrapnel, just poof. Well, I mean, they're gonna melt.
Just like glass.
Yeah.
Oh, they can...
Yeah, because 2 Peter talks about how, you know, every element is gonna melt away with fervent heat. You know, when we go into nuclear fusion and nuclear fission, how those, you know, bombs operate, it goes into the changing of the elements. You know, the rudimentary of, you know, when you learn in elementary school about chemicals, you know, you had the element table. Those were the building blocks of matter. You know, so the basic elements are gonna turn. You know, they're gonna change, man. They're gonna have to be burnt up.
Because you got everything's defiled. This devil managed to defile everything. Your water, elements, the chemtrails. You know, so all those things. Hey, your animals. You know, you got everything gotta go. It's like sanitation. It's like sanitation, but with fire. Because, you know, during the COVID-19, you know, they sanitize everything and wipe everything down. Well, that's what the Lord about to do spiritually. He's about to sanitize this place with fire.
Yeah, because the scriptures say that the abominations have reached unto heaven. You know, so he has to purge this place. You know? Yeah. That's what you do with wicked, perverse things. You gotta clean it, wipe it away, make it new again. You know, this is going to be a memorial. The scriptures talk about how, you know, it's going to be desolate wilderness. It's going to be for a memorial of, basically, of what not to do.
An example.
Yeah, that's going to be a reminder of that was
big
that
ass fucking desert.
Yeah, that was that place where wickedness happened. Everybody was running rampant. You know,
Lord, you thought Sodom and Gomorrah was bad? This place,
America ain't gonna have nothing on them two. That's why the Lord gonna, man, when we get up in the kingdom, man, the Lord gonna look down and be like, man, you see that? That's what you don't supposed to do.
Yeah.
And we gonna understand at that point.
Okay. 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt away with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Yeah, so not just the thing, you know, material things, but the works, you know, the spirit behind this place. It's going to be eradicated, man. Because, you know, because right now everybody thinks that democracy is the way, you know, accepting homos is the way, you know, but after this place gets nuked to hell, literally, it's going to be manifest that is not the way, you know, and it won't even cross people's minds about setting up a democracy, you know, letting homos run rampant. All those works are going to be burnt up with it. So keep reading on that.
Come, verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Yeah, so knowing, you know, now that you believe that and understand that this place is going to, you know, be destroyed, what manner of persons are you to be? In all holy conversation and godliness. Because that's what's going to be the key to your salvation, you know? Still, you know, being in the right spirit, you know, equipping yourself with the attributes of a righteous man, you know? That's what's going to, you know, find favor in the Most High's eyes and get you on those chariots so you can look down and be on the right side of history, so to speak. Right side of prophecy, I should say. But yeah, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. Once again, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Akakwadash.
Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the brothers out there that's pushing this truth.
Shalom.